Hi everyone, welcome to my Autodesk screencast. My name is Zan Ta and I work for Repro Products in Smyrna, Georgia. I'm an Autodesk certified instructor and hold many certifications in multiple Autodesk products for the AEC industry. I hope you enjoy my screencast. If you'd like to see more of my screencasts, please search for VAR 2015, that's VAR 2015, or my name. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up after you watch it. In today's screencast, we'll be taking a look at the MEP settings within the Manage tab of the ribbon in Revit. Here I am in Revit 2016, Manage tab of the ribbon, Settings panel. I have MEP settings. I have mechanical, electrical, fabrication settings, load classifications, demand factors, and building space type settings. Let's start with mechanical settings. Click this. It opens up the window called Mechanical Settings. And on the left-hand side is a list of all the objects that you can work with. On the right-hand side describes the data about those objects. So for example, hidden lines can be shown using a particular line style, an inside gap, an outside gap, and a single line thickness as well. Duct settings, you can specify the annotation information. The angles you can specify using a particular angle, industry standard, for example. The conversions for supply, return, or exhaust air, what duct type to use as a default, and its offset for the main branch and for the main run and also for the branches. You have rectangular duct settings. So these are all the different sizes for the rectangular ducts to work with. And you can obviously delete what you don't want to work with and add new sizes. Same thing with oval, same thing with round. For calculations, there are different calculation methods for you to work with and use. For the pipe settings, same nature as duct settings. Go in here and specify things like the default angles, the conversions, the segments and sizes. They have all different types of segments. And so be particularly anal, if you will, on this, all right? The fluids, especially with fluids, you have so many different fluid names that are available and all the different temperature ranges and viscosity ranges. Same thing with slope. You can add or remove slopes that you know you may or may not use in your project, and calculations as well. Under MEP settings, we have electrical settings. And it brings up the electrical settings window, which allows you to do the same thing. Just select on the left-hand side what you want to work with, and on the right-hand side, make the necessary changes that you need to make. This will take time. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But you as a BIM manager, you need to go through each one of these and get rid of things you know you will never need and leave things that you know you will possibly use or will use. And make sure it's part of your Revit template file. You have fabrication settings now. Fabrication settings, by the way, is brand new in Revit 2016. And if we go to the Systems tab of the ribbon, there's Fabrication Parts command here that allows you to bring up the MEP Fabrication Parts panel, and you can click the Settings button here to get back to here, and it will tell you what fabrication configuration you're using. You can reload them, or you can not use a particular type of configuration. And so now once I click Reload Configurations, it will look at that configuration file and use those as a default. And I can highlight the ones that I want to remove and select the ones that I want, add them if I need to add them. You have load classifications that give you information about, well, let's say it's an elevator. The elevator has the name, it has a demand factor called elevator. It has the load classification to use with spaces. It could be power, it could be lighting. Okay? And you have to go through this as well for every single possible load classification type. You have demand factors that specify all the BIM data about, let's look at heating. You have heating, you have calculation method, it could be constant, it could be by load, it could be quantity, and whatever that demand factor value is. And then lastly, you have building space type settings as well. That brings up this window that says, well, if you're a gymnasium, these are all the parametric-based information and parameters that are set as a default for industry standards to use within this current project for MEP energy analysis calculation purposes. And so again, you will have to go through each one of these and make any necessary adjustments. And that's it. That's the MEP settings command within the Manage tab of the ribbon. Thank you again very much for watching my screencast, and please don't forget to give me a thumbs up.